Hi guys, welcome to our dinner time meal. Today I'm going to make gnocchi. First things first, it is not pronounced Gnocchi or Gnocchi or what else have I heard? I don't even know. There's so many ways this gets mispronounced, but it is gnocchi. The Americanized way we can say this, if you had to, is maybe like gnocchi. But please, the G is silent. It is not under any circumstances pronounced gnocchi. The Italian in me shudders when I hear people say that. So that's the first lesson of this pasta. So this dish is like making a pasta dough with flour, except we're not using water. We're going to use potato. That's where your moisture, where the wet comes from. The way to make this is with potatoes and flour. In order to make this a little healthier, we're going to be using sweet potatoes and whole wheat flour. The calorie content between a regular potato and a sweet potato isn't crazy. I think sweet potatoes maybe have, depending on size, anywhere from like 20 to 30 calories less than a regular potato, but it's also how it's broken down, and it has a lower glycemic index, so that also kind of helps with the health factor. Okay, so to start, I've boiled the potatoes. You can peel them and boil them, and then you just mash them up, so it literally just looks like mashed potatoes, but you're not putting anything in the potatoes. They're just boiled and mashed. So then what we'll do is we'll just start mixing the potatoes like you would with regular flour to make dough, and you're just going to start incorporating the flour into the potato. I'm going to do this and then I'll get back to you to show you what it looks like. You're going to add your flour to your potatoes, and you're just going to start mixing it as if you were making regular pasta dough with the water and the flour. Sweet potatoes are a little bit more wet, so they need a little bit more flour than regular potatoes do. But basically, you want to just keep amalgamating it together until it comes to this nice, like, ball of dough. You know, when you touch it, it's going to be a little bit sticky, but you should be able to get it into like a nice ball of dough like this. I'm gonna wash my hands and we'll get back to you on how to actually start making the gnocchi. We've made our dough. Now we're ready to make the gnocchi. So what you're gonna do is take a knife or a dough cutter or whatever, and you'll cut off, you know, just a little piece from the dough. And then you wanna roll it out into about a 3/4 of an inch thick kind of roll. Like so. And then your actual gnocchi, you're going to want to cut them maybe about an inch. You're going to make these little cuts along your roll that you just made. And then the last step, and this is the most fun and the part that I am the absolute worst at, is to make the actual gnocchi. So if you see here, my mom went ahead and made the first 4. So these are what they're supposed to look like. These are how they will look when they're made by someone who's been doing this for a few decades.
There's actually a gadget that you could buy that's ridged, but I find that the
but
fork...
we're old school, so we don't have gadgets here. We're going to use our hands and we're going to use a fork. So, all right, in order to form them, you're going to put the little piece of dough you just cut on the back of a fork, and you're going to use your thumb, and you're just going to put a little pressure, and you're going to roll down. And I stabbed mine with the fork. That's not what you're supposed to do. But in theory, you put the gnocchi on the fork, you put your finger down, you roll, and then I stabbed it again, but that's kind of what they're supposed to look like. You know, practice makes perfect. I clearly need a lot more practice at making gnocchi because whatever. But at the end of the day, if they taste good and the person you're cooking them for likes them and you like them, then that's really all that matters. So that's how you make gnocchi. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It's been wonderful to make it. Please don't judge my awful looking pasta. I'm gonna finish making these and then I'll show you a quick clip about what they look like when you put them in the water to boil. Throw the gnocchi in, and basically they're gonna cook fairly quickly. They're already all rising to the top, so that means that they're pretty much almost done. I like to leave them in, like once they're all risen to the top, I like to leave them in for just like an extra minute just to get all the flour off. But pretty much you see how they just keep popping up, so that means that they're almost ready to go. And that's how you know when they're cooked, and that'll probably happen in about maybe 3 to 5 minutes at most.